Godwin is so many things to different people. He is a loving father to his son, a darling husband to his wife. He is a cobbler to all his many customers that come for him to make beautiful shoes and repair their shoes. He is a member of so many society and also secretaries to so many. Does Godwin's disability hinder him from being all those things? No. So why does the society still frown at disability? You can be whoever you want to be. Determination is the key word. Everybody out there is able to do exceedingly and abundantly all that he desires to do. It is the willpower that pushes you. Today on Against All Odds, we're going to have a chat with Godwin, and he will take us through the journey of his life, how it all started, and how he's gotten to where he is today. Don't go away, stay with us. The program is Against All Odds. My name is Toshima Pius Ikiravi. We will be back shortly.
This is Against All Odds.
Time, they say, heals all wounds. Mr. Godwin may have long forgotten the cause of his disability. He has moved on, and today he is a better man for it, a better husband, and a father too. He has learned how to make lemonades from lemons and scrambled eggs from broken eggs. A chat with Against All Odds brought the memories of the past come flowing. Car means so much to you. Mr. Godwin's wheelchair also means the world to him. It is his cherished possession, and he makes it a point to park it in a well-protected corner.
There are stories and there are stories. There are stories that are good to hear. There are some that are not too pleasant to hear. And probably mine might be one of those that may not be too pleasant to hear. But at the same time, they are stories. And we had no choice than to talk about them. Because, like you have said, thank God you said, it could may encourage one or two persons.
Mr. Godwin Aonduhemba Yoshasi hails from Benue State, Guma local government area of Benue State. Born in 1975, Godwin told Against All Odds that he was born a fair, handsome boy with black hair and admiration to all. He was loved and everyone would like to carry him. Being the first son and second child from a polygamous family, he was indeed cherished, pampered and healthy. Like every older child, Godwin also had the luxury of running all around on his two legs, but this was short-lived, says Godwin.
One night, I was told by my father that I couldn't sleep. And that sleep was not a bad one, but I wasn't crying, rather I was playing. And according to him, I played throughout the night. And then slept off in the early hours. And um, they woke up in the morning. Personally, I woke up a little bit late. And then after I woke up, um, I was not feeling too well. And my body was hot and I was like um, shivering and all that. So they took me to, because I was so much loved by my mom, and they took me to a nearby dispensary, a nearby dispensary, and then there, um, according to the story, I was given an injection. I cannot know the type of injection that was given to me. They too did not know what kind of ailment that made them to give me an injection. And it was a trackable, in those days, you trek to a very far place before you can see such a dispensary. I think they are called primary health now. And then from that place, I think the trekking was like more than 45 minutes or so. It was not too close. But by the time my mom brought me back home and wanted to drop me, I couldn't stand again. It was as simple as that. And that was how even the ailment ended, because there was no any form of ailment again on. But I couldn't stand. Initially, they thought probably the pain from the injections and all that. But it persisted. I couldn't stand. And then, being ignorant parents who were uneducated in such an environment, resolve treating, giving one herbal thing or the other, and then they, and that was how it ended until they got tired, and I remain the way I am.
After the ordeal, at the age of 4 years, Godwin, who had accepted his fate with childlike innocence, had to move to Agaragu in Benue State with his grandmom, who had leprosy and had to relocate for treatment. Godwin was closest to his grandma. He felt comfortable staying around her. More so at this point, his mom and dad had separated.
At that time, when you are a challenged person, it's quite difficult because probably of the ignorance of the whole thing. Disability was seen as a very shameful thing. Some families even go as far as hiding their children and not allowing them to even come out at all for people to see them. So it was, for us, it was quite challenging. But I still thank God that children don't know what is shameful and what is not. So if we were children, so it does not really matter. Although we were having little experiences from people, but it does not really make any sense to us. So we keep on, because one drama happened. One drama happened when my grandmom took me to my father. We arrived early hours in the morning, and my father has actually traveled. My father was trying to get married to the third wife after the two were not there. And then and then we couldn't meet him. I later found out that was where he went to. And the two uncles, when we came in the morning, my grandmom said, my father, and they said, is not around. And then my grandmom said, I brought his son. I want to, I have a lot of, because that her running around was always difficult for her. She does not really want to leave me and all that, I'm not allowing her to be free. And my two uncles said that she cannot keep me, that she should take me back, that when my father is back, she can now come. She said she cannot come back. And I remember there was a very sharp argument that day, very sharp one. And she said, okay, instead of her to go back, she will wait. He said, okay, if you can wait, fine. So everybody relaxed. And then we were there till at about 4 in the evening. And then everybody has eaten. Some people have gone to where they want to go to. And then we were there with some other children. My grandmom said, told me, let her go and ease herself and come back. And that was how she went.
Mr. Godwin, a doting father and loving husband, hardworking, intelligent, and focused, believes that life gives everyone a chance to express his or herself in different ways and loves who loves you. Godwin's first love was his grandma. She was the only parent he knew, and so going back to live with his dad, who was almost a stranger, was the most difficult situation he had to embrace. But again, with childlike innocence, he did, but shared with against all odds how children his age made life beautiful for him. Godwin mentioned an incident that brings tears to his eyes every time he remembers it. An opportunity that maybe would have changed his life, but his dad refused.
There was these missionaries from Dutch then that came to that place. They would just come with their vehicle. They were not living there. They would come. I think they will come from Doma, from the local government valley. They will come with their vehicle. The third day, they arrive in the morning, not up to 10 a.m. They arrive, and then all the children started running to that place. It was not too far from our compound. It was a field like that. And all the children started running to there. Oh, so I also followed. Because I was actually walking on my two legs and my two hands, crawling like that. And then I also followed. And then we got there. When we got there, there were two missionaries, two men and a lady. And then when we now got there, I stood afar off. Some children went and stood round them and all that. I stood afar off, a little bit this away from them. I was watching what's on, and I was just admiring the white people, the way they're looking, and they they opened their briefcase, opened their boot, brought some box down, and then brought some things, began to give to children, some sweets, some biscuits, and some things like that, given to children. And I was looking at them, admiring the whole thing, wishing I would have been close, but I did not go. I did not go. And then one of the child ran back to me, ran to me and said, was speaking my language, and said, come, come, and come. I was pushing me. He held my hand actually, but I couldn't walk without the hand. So I removed my hand and then I started. He insisted I should follow. I follow. By the time I got there, something happened. As I was just approaching the place, the lady um, stopped, sighted me, and stopped what she was doing, and then rushed to where I was, smiling, and I was happy. Because of falling, most of the times, I will always have some bruises on my. Um, so she took me, and then they saw bruises. They always carry along their first aid. They washed on my wound, treated me, covered it, and all that, and then gave me some drugs to take. She gave me some drugs. I took it there, and they said, "Where is the father of this boy?" They said the father is not around. They said, "We want to go with this boy. If you will allow us, we want to go with this boy." And my uncle said, my father is not around, so They had to wait until my father comes back to seek his consent. Good enough, that evening, my father returned and they came again. And then when they came, my father was fully around. And then, even before then, when they came, they told my father. My father said, how can you carry a child like that and give to someone? That did he know what they are going to do with him? But I was happy that I'm going to follow these people. Very happy. When my father came, my father said no. That did he know whether they were going to go and use me for something else? My father said no. They begged and begged and begged. My father refused. And then they just left, give me some, children things and all that, and left. So, but as a child, I could not know much, but life continued.
This is Against All Odds.
He weighed his options in life and decided to enroll himself in school against the wish of his father. When Godwin graduated, he had the intention of enrolling into further his education, but was advised by his sponsors to learn a trade. He decided to pick up shoemaking. Godwin did not limit himself to his skills alone. He was vast and enrolled in any positive ventures that would put food on his table.
There was something that I could have, even if not averted, the damages would have been very low. I remember when I was in Lagos, I worked with one Cosmos Okoli who was into disability aid. So he wanted to, uh, he was trying to find out what happened and all that. And then according to the explanation, he was like, surgery can be done. Um, and then when examinations were carried out, one, they said the age, that I've passed the age that they would have done that. And then what really happened was that, according to what I learned, they said the person that gave me the injection, that he gave the injection directly where this joint, this cord, then when the whatever it is enters straight into that whatever, there's where blood, bones that join here, that was what causes it. That if it was discovered earlier or it was taken to a better hospital, then probably I would have had maybe a slight leg whatever, but nothing would have happened to the other one. And the other one would have just had a slight this because they would have operated in and cleaned it.
Fate brought Godwin to Abuja. God fearing, prayerful, and hardworking. Godwin believes in showing capacity. He got enrolled in different societies where today he's serving in different capacity.
Saw him as a very different person among the people in his nomenclature, who the way people look at disabled, that they are not able to do things. He speaks very well. He's nice. He's kind. He's popular, and we find out that he's a useful. Um, I wouldn't like to use the word tool, but he's useful to the association. So, and we needed to keep him busy and to also make people understand that there's no kind of discrimination between an abled or disabled person. We don't see anybody as being disabled. So these are some of the things we put into him.
Mr. Godwin is one of our official in dinner reserve. Yes, sir. And since I have known him, he's a very strong member. He doesn't play with his devotions. Whenever he is called upon a duty, he makes sure that he is always available. He makes his mind available. I see a seriousness in him. He's always up and doing. And whenever he is called upon a duty, he makes himself available at every at any time they call upon him. So that's the reason why even me, I was behind him. I was behind him that we should give him something, one reasonable position. And he did not see as himself as someone that is not capable, is having one disability or anything. He see himself as full and is complete. So he doesn't discriminate. He's someone straightforward person. Once you offended him, he will come up and tell you. He doesn't care who you are.
I had only one hope right from childhood, and that hope was God. So that makes me to be so much dedicated to church and its activities.
This is against all odds.
Godwin has stirred the tides and settled the waters with a beautiful woman by his side and a cute son to bear his name. When asked how he survives, he speaks to against all odds. I'm sure you like to talk to us about family.
Family life is interesting. God understands us and He gives us what we cry to Him. He does not discriminate. When you ask Him, He gives to you. I got married when I came back to Abuja because I returned back to Abuja 2016 because the same Oyoeta became head of service. So she actually was the one who made me come back to Abuja when she was the head of service. So when I came back, life became very a little bit better. I was living, and that was how I got married.
Thank you so much for, spending time with us on Against All Odds. We had an absolute time with you, and we know that this is going to help a lot of people. And I am so encouraged with your disposition and all that. And I know that this is just a starting point for you. For the world will definitely see your potentials and recognize them. Thank you very much for coming on Against All Odds. We hope to do this again some other time, in a more. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you and we appreciate your time. If you were going to give Godwin fish to eat, how long would you do that? But if you teach Godwin how to fish by supporting his business, Against All Odds did not just go there. Of course, we also patronized him. Locate the many Godwins around you and lend a helping hand. Then you will be saving not just a man, but an entire community. Think about it.
This is against all odds.
Godwin, he's such an interesting person. When you have a situation and you just accept it all out, see the way he just smiles through everything and laughs through it. I can imagine that those days were not funny. But one thing he accepted was the fact that he was a child growing up in a community and the shame wasn't so much, and he's been able to survive it through that period till now. Godwin is such a determined person, ready to set the goal and to work with it. You can always do that for yourself. You can start now. It is never too late to begin. Godwin has been able to carve a niche for himself. Carve a niche for yourself. What do you want to do for yourself? What do you want to become? Start now. Let no one stop you. The program has been Against All Odds, and it has been fantastic time with you on this program. It is all because of you that we do all that we do. Thank you for staying with us. Let's do this again. Same time, same station, next week. My name is Doshima Pius Ikirave. Bye.
Audio Jungle.